Okay, let's go.
And I had a question. It's got a quick shifter. I've never used a quick shifter before. Let me know what's the proper way to use the quick shifter. Is it long shifts, short shifts, just touching it? Because it seems to be a little difficult between first and second to third, but then the rest of them are just no big deal. You know, you just barely touch it and it shifts. So, and then downshifting is pretty simple. I can tell you we're going to have to adjust the position of the brake, the rear brake on this. Pushing way too far down. Oh my goodness, I got to fix my seat. There's a fire somewhere. Awful smoky, and it smells like it might be burning tires. Might be a car fire somewhere. I don't know. But we're going to stop up here at the Criminal Justice Building. Or actually, we'll stop here in the library. So we can adjust this seat. Alright, so I'm going to do a little thing here. I'm not sure I'm digging it. Just kind of like a big wing out there. It's not giving us a lot of light here on the front, like down below us. Of course, we should be looking out past us, not down directly in front of us either. I get it. And we wanted to come and check out the headlight to see if it's as bad as everybody says it is. It's really just kind of a flat line out there. It's not really dark right here, but dark enough that we can see it. So tell me what you think. Should we put a set of auxiliary lights on this thing and have a little better light when we're riding? Or should we just leave as is, as is? let me know. We're just out putting around, enjoying a little bit of night ride, cool air. It's about 68 degrees out here in Florida. And testing out our new DJI mic. Let me know what you think, if the volume's good, how it sounds on your end. You know, it always sounds different at the other end of the video than it does on the editing end of the video. At least in my experience it does. But it was a reason to get out, get on this bad boy, put some more miles on it. It is brand new. This is a 24 Suzuki V Strom 800DE. We bought it in 25 at the last day of the year on December 31st. Got a pretty good deal on it since it was left over anyway. If you're interested and you want me to do more night riding videos, please let me know. I mean, I don't mind. You know, gives me a reason to get out of the house, put some miles on this bad boy, get some seat time. And as you know, if you've been watching the channel, I was on a Harley Davidson Electra Glide Ultra Classic. About a 1600cc V-twin, if I remember correctly. That thing was like riding a couch. It was just, what a great touring machine. It was a hard decision to get rid of it. I would have kept it if I could have, but it was just way too heavy for me. It weighed 900 and some change pounds, and it just, while riding it, as we all know, going straight's no big deal. It's when you have to stop, go slow, you know, that it is just really really where you feel the weight. And even though I could flat foot that thing and it had a low slung seat, that it was just too heavy for me. So I went and I decided to buy an adventure bike. This is what I've got. Just gonna put some miles on her. We're gonna continue with our Adventure Riders for Christ series, and of course this bike is fitting for that, I guess, for that name. And we'll be out and about. You know, I mean, I'm just out. Excuse me. Still got a lingering cough from being sick back last month. But I didn't write a script for this. This is just all right off the cuff. Normally I write a script so I have at least an outline of what I want to do. This was actually spur of the moment. Let me go out and let me check the headlight on this thing, see how it's doing, and then come back. But I decided to put a few miles on it while I was out. Might as well, right? Got out of the house, something to do, right? Gives us a reason to ride. That's what we do this. We love to ride. At least I do anyway. So, if you know anything about the V Strom 800, it is the newest addition to the V Strom lineup from Suzuki. 776cc parallel twin. It was added to the lineup to the 650 V Strom, which has been a great commuter, and it really felt like a commuter when I test drove it. Then there's the 1000, which it was just too big of a bike for me. I was really stretched out on it. I felt like I was just on a big naked. But I got on this one. I came down to this V Strom 800, the Transalp 750, and the Tenere 700. And quite frankly, of the three, this is the easiest one to get to the air breather to change the filter. Oh, come on, folks. Come on, folks. It's green. Doesn't get any greener. Thank you. The air filter for this one is literally right under the seat. You got to remove the battery to get to it. But I figured removing the battery for me was much easier than trying to take the tank off every time I needed to check the air filter or change it. So between that and cost, this obviously was cheaper than a Transalp. This obviously was cheaper than a Tenere 7 or T7, Tenere 700. So the frugal young man that I am, I decided to go with this. But when I rode it, I really, really liked it. Now, all three of these bikes that I've mentioned literally have way more power than I'll ever use. I'm not that kind of kid anymore. I'm just out here riding, enjoying myself. You know, I'm at that point in my life that I'm just going to take a little extra minute to look at something that I like. If I see something that looks great, I'm going to really take that in. I'm not about just going straight and going fast. That's not me anymore. Never really was a speed freak. Not that I don't mind going fast, don't get me wrong. But it's just, it wasn't my priority. So, this 800, it's putting out about 84 horsepower. Now, granted, does it have the low end torque that Harley Davidson had? Absolutely not. Hands down, I'll argue with you till I'm blue in the face over that. I don't know what the numbers are, I don't know what they say. But I can tell you from riding this and riding that, the very bottom end torque on this thing is not the same. But nonetheless, this thing has a power band that pretty much encompasses the entire RPM range. It's really, really cool. I like to lug along, and if I want to roll on it, I just roll on it like that. And I can do so. But nonetheless, I got nothing against the Transalp, nothing against the Tenere that was any really definitive. Honestly, it came down to the price and where, you know, how easy it was to maintain. Now, granted, if I have to change the plugs on this thing, I do have to take the tank off. But that's once every, I don't know, 40,000 miles or 20,000 miles. I have to read the book. But it's a long time, right? Don't quote me on those numbers. But yeah, I mean, I love the position on this thing. On the Transalp and the Tenere, I was a little more stretched out because I'm a short guy. I'm 5, well, Doc says I'm 5'6" now. I used to be 5'7" at one point. My spine's shrinking a little bit, I think. But I got a 30-inch inseam, so I do have to 1-foot this thing. I am considering putting a low seat on it, just to see how that does. If you have one of these and you put a low seat on it, please let me know. Drop a comment. Let me know how you like it. If it really made that much difference. I figure for, you know, about $140, probably $160 shipped to my house. It's worth a shot, right? But nonetheless, I still ride this thing pretty easy. On paper, it says it weighs 503 pounds. That's almost half the weight of the Harley. I can move this thing around without ease. With ease, sorry, not without. Without any trouble. It moves pretty easy. It rolls very easily. And even if I'm on my, air quotes, tippy toes, this thing is just too easy to move around. I'm just ecstatic on how easily I can move this. Now I know I'm already getting flack from my buddies that ride Harley Davidsons. Oh, Jeff, why didn't you go get another Harley? We should have. If you're going to do this route, you should have bought a Pan America. But again, you know, Pan America weighs another 80 pounds more than this on paper. And I wanted a little more simple. Now this has fully adjustable suspension, but it's simple. It's the Pan Am. It's got semi-active suspension, so I didn't want those headaches. I don't want the electronic headaches. So there's the headlight on low beam coming into the dark. There's the high beam. Low beam. High beam. So I just wanted to take this out for a spin and get some miles on it and talk to you guys. So please drop comments below on any of the subjects I touched on. Do you have one of these? How do you think about the lights? Should I put a set of auxiliary lights on it? If you have one of these, tell me why you bought it. All right, folks, that's it for this video. I'm going to sort of head back to the house here. Make sure I don't see any bears tonight. We do have bears in the neighborhood. They like to roam around, and I don't know, haven't seen them in a couple weeks, so I'm guessing that being that it's 64 degrees out, I don't know that they hibernate in Florida. Maybe you can drop some facts about that for me. Anyway, I know it's motorcycle. It's not related to motorcycles, but nonetheless. All right, folks, I appreciate you riding with me. As always, ride safe, ride strong, and ride with Christ. Safe travels. We'll see you on the next video.